Well, you may watch the news and think, oh, it's complete chaos. No one is getting along. There's no leaders that are making any sense or leading. But my next author wants to make you think twice about that. She wrote the book, Dear Barack, The Extraordinary Partnership of Barack Obama and Angela Merkel. Her name's Claudia Clark. Welcome. Glad that you're here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I am very excited to hear about two world leaders who started out at opposite ends and were able to find unity that not just grew to respect each other, but according to your book, I'm going to go so far as to say actually care and love for each other.
That's a safe, actually a relatively conservative assessment.
Wow. Well, let's talk about the overall message of your book, because anytime we can talk about world leaders being examples of getting along and finding mutual grounds, that's something we need to know more about.
Okay. The thesis of my book is actually twofold. The first part of the thesis is the relationship, personal level between Angela Merkel and President Obama, and how they interacted and worked with one another as peers and as friends and formed a partnership. And then the more overarching theme is that thesis is more of the importance of world leaders of allied nations being able to trust one another and work together and share intelligence, share visions, share resources with each other.
That's huge. I'm just thinking about where the state of the world is right now,
Mm-hmm.
and what we can learn from the relationship between Merkel and Obama.
Right. And the two go hand in hand. You couldn't have one without the other. Merkel and Obama didn't agree on a lot of issues, a lot of important issues. They had disagreements on. They come from two opposing. That's a little strong of a word, but two different political parties, and so they didn't agree on certain things and economic issues, for example. But because they had enough respect for one another and their country, they were able to put differences aside. And so they were able to form agreements because of their partnership in the relationship. And because of their partnership in the relationship on a personal level, they were able to help forge agreements that helped on an international scale. And things like the Paris Climate Agreement, I argue, happened in part because of the partnership of those two. Of course, it was not just them, but
Right.
their relationship played a big role.
Well, just so you can lay some foundation for us that aren't quite history buffs, why don't you share a little bit about how opposite they were to start out, Obama and Merkel,
Okay.
politically and,
Okay. Well, Obama is from obviously the Democratic Party in the United States, so the center left. In addition to that, he's more left than even than a lot of members of his own party. And on the other side, Merkel is the leader, or she was until she stepped down, the leader of the Christian Democratic Union, which is the Germany center-right party. And so they had differences of opinion on economic issues primarily. And while they had differences of opinions on policy, personality-wise, they couldn't have been more different either. Obama was a charismatic speaker, public speaker. He could get people to their feet with his speeches.
Yeah.
And Merkel was very, 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 very skeptical of that. She did not trust that. And while Obama's strengths were his public speaking, Merkel was the one behind the scenes that could arm wrestle people to get the deals done. So they complemented they were different, but they complemented one another. And throughout the course of the relationship, Merkel learned to become a better speaker after watching Obama. Obama learned to become a better negotiator, a better deal breaker because of his work with Merkel. So they complemented each other and they learned from one another.
It's important for leaders to get along and be able to respect each other, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crucial in today's climate, with everything going on and as globalized as the world has become.
Claudia, share about the evolution of them. I think that Merkel even declined a speaking opportunity for Obama at one point, right? Early on. Why don't you share from where they went from there to where they ended up on the last day that they spoke?
Sure. Initially in 2008, when Obama was just a candidate, he hadn't even actually received the nominee for the Democratic Party. He wanted to come to Berlin to speak before Brandenburg Gate. And Merkel was very, very skeptical of him because of his public speaking. She thought he was all talk and no action, and just no trust in him. And Obama, as much as I like Obama, was very arrogant, and he didn't appreciate Merkel turning him down. He was a up and coming rock star, and everybody loved him except for Merkel. And so it was just kind of a, don't you know who I am kind of thing. And Merkel was like, yeah, I know exactly who.
That's why I'm saying no. Right.
And,
Right.
but so that's where we started. And then at the very, very end in 2016, when Obama made his final trip to Germany or Europe as president following the 2016 election, the very, very last, Merkel actually cried when she said goodbye to Obama for the very last time. And then in January 19th, 2017, right before the change in power, before Trump took office, the very last world leader Obama spoke to was to German Chancellor Merkel. So in my book, I discuss how we go from here, where she wouldn't let Obama speak, to the fact that she cried when she said goodbye to him for the very last time. And then I talk about what leads up to how they learn to interact with one another, and their relationship was by no means linear. They had their differences, and I talk about their differences, and I talk about the important thing is that despite their differences, in the scandals, there were a fair amount of scandals, they came out on top. They came out stronger because of, I don't want to say because of the scandals, but because they had enough respect for one another. And most importantly, they knew they were pragmatic, and they knew it was important for the leaders of the United States and the EU and Germany to have a solid working relationship.
The word I keep hearing over and over from you is respect. That has to be interwoven into the relationships, whether you're world leaders or, your family,
Exactly.
So we're kind of winding down here, but I want to talk about the implications of the future, because this is a big part of your book.
I think the biggest implication is that in today's globalized world, world leaders need to be able to respect one another, and they need to be able to interact and know that they can, despite having differences of opinions, they need to be able to be upfront and honest with one another. For example, during the Russian annexation of Crimea, Merkel and the French president at the time, Francois Hollande, were opposed to military engagement in Russia, trying to get Putin to behave himself. And the United States was very, very much in favor. Obama was getting pressed to engage militarily, and he was leaning heavily toward going that direction. And Merkel and Obama, you could tell that they disagreed on this. But they both said, look, the one good thing about it is, yeah, we can have disagreements. But I know that Merkel said this, President Obama will lay his cards out on the table and will tell me exactly what he's thinking. So yes, we can have differences of opinions, but I know I can trust him that he'll do what he says he's going to do. He's not going to, stab me in the back or blindside me on something. And I think that, and oftentimes in today's society, I think we're getting away from that. And I think it's really, really important that now more than ever, that we get back to that, knowing that you can trust your allies, even if you are in disagreement, even if they're going to be disappointed in the policy position.
I think what I'm taking away from this is honesty, communication. You don't have to agree on everything, but you've got to have those two. That's really important. And respect, of course. So, Claudia, thank you so much. Tell me where the book is available real quick.
Right now, it is available on my website, which is claudiaclarkauthor.com. There's a button there that you can go to. You can order it from Amazon. You can order it from your local independent bookstores. There are the ISBN is on there so that you can order it if you'd rather not go to Amazon, or you would rather Barnes and Noble's also an option. And you can also, the German edition is available as well. So,
awesome.
So same situation, same title, just translated into German.
Love it. Claudia, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.